Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Rick Conti for Coughlin Chevrolet of Pataskala, Ohio, and I've been a national Corvette sales specialist for, oh my gosh, nearly 29 years. It is great to be here with you guys. We talk about all things Corvette on this channel, and today I want to talk about the one thing that you may have anxiety about, but yet you have curiosity about. I got a program that's going to help you with that. Thanks for joining us on today's Coffee with Conti. Coming up at the end of today's show, we had a surprise allocation cycle for 24 Z06. Talk about those constraints. That'll be a short conversation before the actual cycle starts later on this week. But today, I want to talk about something that you may have some anxiety about doing, but yet you're still curious, and that's tracking your Corvette. The Ncm Motorsports Park in Bowling Green, Kentucky, across the street from the National Corvette Museum, has a great introduction to tracking. It's called the Corvette Experience, and I'm going to do that with you guys later on this month. But first, I want to share with you this email that ties into our topic today. I got when I came back from New London, Connecticut. This comes from Bella Mig. It says, "Hey, Rick, we drove down from Rhode Island just to meet you. In person, you are as unselfish, energetic, and personable as you are on the channel. Your passion for the car, the community, and tracking your car is even more contagious when you're in person. Remember, good track times come from patience, a consistent rhythm, feel, and connection to the car rather than from your own aggression. Sometimes you have to go slow and easy to go fast. Thanks to Corvettes Only, the club that sponsored the event, for a great show and enticing you to come to our neck of the woods. Go Packers!" I remember talking to you guys. Thank you for the kind words. And I do love talking about tracking. It's a new discovery for me that many of you are also curious about doing. Many of you probably will never do it because you said, "Oh, I'll never track my car." But yet you want to know, what's it feel like to drive Corvette on track? Check out this program at the Ncm Motorsports Park. It's called the Corvette Experience. Here's what's great about it. It's a lead-follow format. It's not like they give you the keys and say, "Okay, go out on track," and you're like, "Wait a minute. Where do I turn? Where do I brake? What are those red and white thingies right there?" Not at all. Totally controlled, totally comfortable, great safe environment, and you learn something about yourself and about the car. Let's face it, guys. I think if we stop learning, we stop living. Corvette Experience package at the Ncm Motorsports Park is a great introduction to tracking. I'm going to do it with you guys. I invite you to join me on Wednesday, October 25th. If you can join and participate, there's a link in description. Use RCC23 at checkout for a discount code. The Ncm Motorsports Park Introduction to Tracking, the Corvette Experience package, is a great way to get you started. And here's the format. Again, you're driving their cars in a lead-follow situation. You'll have some classroom. You go on track. You come back, you talk some more, you learn some more. Classroom, back on track, and then you go for a third time. Classroom and back on track. You also get a lunch voucher to the Stingray Grill at the National Corvette Museum. And let me talk about that for a second because I'm Italian and I love to eat. If you've ever been there, now I don't eat meat as much as I used to, but I'll tell you what, this burger for me has got to be, it's got to be one of the top 5 all-time burgers that I've ever had. And actually, no, it's probably a top 3. I've been there with many of my customers and they cook it as you wish. I'm a well-done guy. And when you bite into the Stingray burger, you're like, wait a minute, is that apple? Oh my God, is that fantastic? So you get the lunch voucher to the Stingray Grill, you get 3 classroom and 3 track session driving their cars in a lead-follow format at the Ncm Motorsports Park. Now, this is an ongoing program, the Corvette Experience, but if you want to join me on Wednesday, October 25th, click the link in description, use RCC23 at checkout for a discount. Guys, I got to tell you, this is This is that culture within the Corvette culture that I've talked about. I use my car as a tool to promote more stuff in Corvette lifestyle, to encourage you to do things in your Corvette. And I guess if I had to suggest how you could get started in tracking, first start off doing some autocross events. Search out SCCA events or autocross events in your area. Stuff in the parking lot with cones, and they're timed, and you're having a lot of fun. You're out there driving, you're going through all the twists and turns and just really feeling the finesse of the car. When you get done, you're like, wow, that was pretty cool. How fast was I going? Like 100? And then you look at your PDR footage, you're like, I was going 39, but boy, did it feel great. And when you're at these events, it's just like going to a car show. You go to the car show, you get ideas aesthetically, how to make your car look nicer, some of the products they're using to make the car look nicer. When you're at track, you find out what tools to use, air pressure in your tires, don't torque your lug nuts when you come off track because they're hot, you could snap them, all kinds of neat stuff. You talk about setup and the tracks that you guys were just driving. You're not competing with those guys, you're really just competing with yourself and having fun. And that's where that curiosity pops back up in the back of your mind. What's it like to be on the real track driving Corvette? And that's where the NCM Motorsports Park Introduction to Tracking, the Corvette Experience, comes into play. Lead-follow format, driving their cars, classroom, track sessions, great experience, great learning, something that once you get done doing it, whether you never do it again or not, you can say, I did that. So when you're at the car shows, you can have conversations about setup and apexes and all that, and understand the feel and the finesse of your Corvette. Now, I know it's getting a little late in the season, but if you can join me Wednesday, October 25th at the NCM Motorsports Park, click the link in description. There is a discount code RCC23 at checkout. I would love for you guys to experience this, what we're talking about. I know that you're curious. You want to have fun. You want to be safe. Let's do another track together at the National Corvette Museum and the NCM Motorsports Park. Here's the other thing, guys. You're going to learn stuff on track that you can use in traffic. As far as looking ahead, you have a natural tendency to drive to what you're looking at. If you're looking like you're going to drive off track, guess what? You're going to drive off track. You need to be looking ahead, getting set up. Just like being in traffic. When a guy stops in front of you and you hit your brakes and he hits his brakes and you keep looking at him, boom, you're going to hit him. No, you've got to be looking ahead, looking for a way out. Some great education, great thrill, a lot of fun driving Corvette on track. Do it with me if you can, Wednesday, October 25th at the NCM Motorsports Park. Thanks again, guys, for joining me on today's Coffee with Conti. And if you've been on my channel for any length of time, especially this year, you've heard me whine, bitch, and moan about the lack of track sessions I've not been able to do. It's because I do love it and I want to do more. That might be just you. So do the intro to tracking first in their cars at the NCM Motorsports Park. I'm really looking forward, again, sharing this experience with you guys. Before you go, let's talk about 24 Z06 ordering. There was a surprise minimal cycle this week. The full cycle starts on Thursday. Any dealers that did get allocations last week for 24 Z06, here are their constraints, and I told you the other day this is probably going to happen, and here we go. Carbon fiber parts, ground effects, Invisible carbon fiber or the ones painted in carbon flash, zero across the board availability to any dealer that got an allocation, including the engine appearance package, ZZ3, zero availability. B6P, the carbon fiber engine shield, that's beautiful too, man, but you can add that later, zero availability. The FA5 level 1 carbon fiber, surprisingly, is available, controlled though at 37 quantities. Then you got to scratch your head. Well, the FA6 level 2 carbon fiber is available free flow if in fact you had a Z06 allocation this past week. And then the high wings, and whether it's carbon flash or visible carbon fiber, zero availability for 2024 Z06. More updates this coming Thursday. Thanks again for watching today, guys. Do I have you just a little bit intrigued about driving a Corvette on the track? I hope so. It's so hard sometimes to convey. But I'm having so much fun sharing what I can with you guys. I still have many more experiences we've already done, we haven't shared yet on the channel. This Corvette Experience that I'm going to do with you guys on Wednesday, October 25th, it will be on a future upload, and I know that it will encourage you. Again, this is an ongoing program that they always do. I may want to do it again in the spring with you guys, but if you can join me for the October 25th session, click that link in description, use my code at checkout, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the track.